That's the focus of our revision. If you don't mind, allow me to open that. I asked the Grace to send it to you. Where the heck is the thing? Okay, so here you go. AFM mock number 2 questions. So here you go. All right. Oh, so Tashinga is Tashinga around? Tashinga, are you around? Well, allow me not to bother myself. It appears Tashinga is not around. Okay, so here's the question. Now, I understand you. Okay, allow me to open my Excel spreadsheet for my explanations. Just 2 minutes, guys. It doesn't take long. Allow me to open my
Se
yes.
akayachinja here examiner ama-questions acho akuuya ane mahazard akawanda now.
They're a bit difficult. Yeah.
Yes, I must agree with you, Sima. There has been a remarkable change. When it comes to the style of the exams, it has changed, but not for AFM. Your exam is AFM, so AFM ideally it has been the same. But I appreciate when you are saying it has changed. Perhaps you have read the marking scheme, and after reading the marking scheme, there were quite a lot of new things that you couldn't even appreciate. I agree with you on that one. But for AFM, there hasn't been much changes. Quite a lot of changes have happened, especially when we are talking of a PM exam, not AFM exam. So for AFM, don't worry. I'm going to take you through as to allay your fears that you might have in this particular exam. Okay. Another thing, I told you, as you say, I am a chartered finance analyst, but you are hearing me, I'm talking about opening a PL. That should tell you something. As I'm teaching you these final exams, don't necessarily think that your role is to work in WPC, the KPMG, the big five. Not necessarily. Actually, as you are wrapping up your ACCA course, one thing that ACCA course is going to give you, or to show, to open the opportunities to you, it's about quickly you begin to overfill your place. When you are teaching you these financial management concepts and this stuff. It does not allude to you being an employee. No, not at all. Okay, I'll be giving consultations to you on request, but let me not say that. Okay, so here's the deal. All right, I've opened the paper here. Sorry. I've opened the paper. This is question number 1. Now, question number 1 is on mergers and acquisitions, and I asked you to read on mergers and acquisitions last week. So allow me not to start with question number 1. Let me start with question number 2. On the backdrop that question number 1, you already understand it. Because I said you should play the video on mergers and acquisitions. And if you haven't, it's a problem on your part. I will attend to mergers and acquisitions on the second part of this discussion. Allow me first to start on derivatives. The use of financial derivatives when you are hedging exchange rate risk. The CEO of Autocrat, a UK-based company, is reviewing the interest rate and currency risk strategies for the next few months. There has been considerable political instability, with some countries showing signs of moving towards economic recession, whilst others are still showing steady growth. Both interest rates and currency rates could become more volatile for many major trading countries. Autocrat is expected to borrow 6.5 million. It's like 6.5 million pounds. Remember, Autocrat is a UK-based company. No, I can't do anything because it's encrypted. So Autocrat is expected to borrow 6.5 million for a period of 6 months, commencing in 6 months' time. The interest rate will be based on the 3-month base rate prevailing at the date the loan starts, and will not be subsequently reset during the life of the loan. Pardon, allow me to explain this part to you, my brother. The issue here is, when interest rate is based on 3 months LIBOR, it would mean that after every 3 months the LIBOR is reset, but they are telling you that it will not be reset as soon as we borrow this money. Autocrat finance director expects the credit spread on the loan to be 30 basis points. In other words, when you are, credit spread is like the risk that you incur for borrowing money. So since Autocrat intends to borrow, what it means is its borrowing rate will be the risk-free rate, or the base rate, or the LIBOR plus 30 basis points. That's what it means. It can be assumed that interest rates rise by 0.5% over the 6-month period, 0.75% over the 6-month period. The company also needs to make a payment of US dollar 4.3 million in 3 months' time. So there are two main exposures. It's like the company wants to borrow a loan, so it's interest rate risk, and also the company wants to make a US payment, so this is like currency exposures. Okay, so there you go. Assume that today is 1 December. Futures and options contracts may be assumed to expire at the end of the relevant months. 3-month interest rate futures, which is of contract size 500,000, are as follows. So these are your 3-month interest rate futures. So there you go. And then options on 3-month interest rate futures, like 500,000 contract size, and the premiums are, now notice, premiums are actually annual percentages. What does that mean? Oh, sorry. What it means is the figures given here, these are annual percentages. So if it's 0.170, like this one, it is saying 0.17%. These are annual percentages. So there you go. The 3-month base rate is currently 4.5%. So when they say it's currently, it means this is the current spot rate. The current spot rate is 4.5%. And then exchange rates are as follows. The spot exchange rate, dollars per pound, and the 3 months forward. Now, this spot exchange rate and the 3 months forward, it's because they are given because they are told that the company expects to pay 4.3 million in 3 months time. So you're given that. So these are like current options. Now the question number 1 says, discuss the relevant considerations when deciding between futures and options. When deciding between futures and options to hedge the company's interest rate risk. Right. So hedging interest rate risk. Hedging interest rate risk. Now, when you are hedging interest rate risk, you are being told quite a lot of things on this one. They are telling you that what are the issues that you consider when you are hedging interest rate risk, specifically when you are considering futures and options. So we are considering futures versus options. Futures versus options. What are the factors to consider? Right. What are the factors to consider when you are considering futures versus options? Paddy, I mean, you guys, can you talk to your say? What is it that we consider when we are considering should we use futures hedge or options hedge? Talk to me, Thelma. Oh, sorry, Thelma. Don't worry for that. Talk to me, Sima. You have two issues. You want to consider whether can I hedge interest rate using interest rate futures, or can I hedge using options? What are the factors that you consider? Talk to me, guys.
Don't you consider which option would be most beneficial to you?
Yes, but not quite, because the oh, sorry. Allow me to let this lady join. Okay, you know, understand it from this perspective, Theoma. The question is actually saying, you know, I was expecting someone to join in this lecture. Let me check. Oh well, it's not joined. Now here's the deal: when we are considering options and futures, Thelma, it's a matter of saying, look, you know, if you want to put this question to its best meaning. Oh yes, teacher Ona, talk to your say, unmute and talk to your say.
Okay, when you would want to hedge 6.5 million euros by use of futures, the advantage is that the futures contract is the contract which is binding and firm. Hence, it can allow us to manage in terms of how much we are going to pay in terms of even if the interest goes up. So it maintain it, but it also has the rounding off of contracts when you're calculating how much are we or receive.
Okay, you are right on that one, Chona. Thank you so much for trying. Thank you so much for answering. You know what? When you want to, because the question here is an open-ended question, is simply saying discuss the relevant considerations when deciding between futures and options hedge for the company's interest rate risk. You know, put in a layman's terms, this question is saying what are the benefits of using futures and options when they are hedging interest rate risk. So that's basically what the question is saying. So as part of your answer, as per what Tichaona and Theoma have said, you actually say futures contracts are settled on a daily basis. You know, futures contracts, they have this phenomena which is called daily settlement or daily mark to market. Meaning, if you are hedging using futures contracts, your daily loss or your daily gain is debited or credited to your margin account. So as a result, futures contracts, you will not have, if you are hedging using futures contracts, you will not have the risk of counterparty default. That's another. Another issue is when you are hedging using futures, you are actually saying you will borrow at the futures exchange rate. So futures contracts are binding. They are not they are in no way different from forwards. The only issue is that, unlike forwards, futures contracts, parties close market positions on a daily basis, but futures contracts are binding. Now, when you use options, suppose you are using options, interest rate options simply means you have got a choice, but not an obligation, to either borrow or lend money at a specific or specified interest rate. That's interest rate option. So interest rate options, if you are a borrower and you want to consider, do I go for futures or do I go for options? It's like, what is your underpinning exposure? If you have a choice of saying, I will borrow money at this rate, but not at this rate, or if interest rates are 10% or more, I have to exercise a choice. Under the circumstances, you'd go for options. Options are beneficial in the fact that they entitle the holder with a right but not an obligation to either borrow or lend money at a specified interest rate. But the disadvantages of having options is that it's merely a right but not an obligation. That's one disadvantage. Another disadvantage is it depends on whether these options are exchange traded or over-the-counter options. Well, I'm hearing some. Okay. It depends on whether these options are exchange traded or over-the-counter options. Exchange traded, they are regulated by an options exchange. So in other words, the terms and conditions are standardized. Even the maturity periods are standardized. Over-the-counter options, by virtue of calling them over-the-counter, it would mean the terms and conditions are agreed upon by the parties to the options contract. So you have that. So now the question was, what is it that we consider? So it was a matter of just stating the relative merits of futures, interest rate futures compared to options. Now, question number B said, based on the choice of interest rate futures or options and ignoring basis risk, recommend the hedging strategy for the £6,500,000 loan. Support your recommendations with appropriate comments and relevant calculations. Now, what you do when you are answering this question, because This question is not saying a report or what. So if the question is not saying a report or what, you are expecting to borrow 6.5 million pounds in 6 months' time. So here's how you would answer such a question. You would say a 6.5 million pound loan, a 6,500 loan obtainable in 6 months time, in 6 months time. You know what I know? I know Paddy is saying, say because he is drunk, you miss the point. But I will never miss it. You are the one who is drunk, Paddy. A 6.5 million loan obtainable in 6 months time. Can you have? This is how you put it. Can you have its interest rate risk hedged using. Now you can hedge this using interest rate futures, using one interest rate futures, or two options on interest rate futures. On interest rate futures. Now, so these are the two hedging approaches that we have to hedge interest rate. You know what? As a general rule, Sima, who are the other colleagues?
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
Okay. You know what? Always don't try to lose points on hedging. Hedging is a question where the beauty of it is in every exam is there. So under hedging, you stand a remarkable chance of winning quite a lot of points. You stand a remarkable chance of winning quite a lot of points. The reason is, don't even fold your hands and say hedging is difficult. No, not at all. Because the where you begin to earn marks, from merely setting up the hedge. By merely setting up the hedge process, you earn marks. So here's the deal. Let me set up the hedge. No wonder why I said futures hedge. So you say one, futures hedge. If you begin just to set up the, from this moment you are earning marks, futures hedge. Futures hedge. Already, from this moment onwards, you are beginning to earn marks. If you are expecting to borrow, I said you sell interest rate futures. If you are expecting to borrow, you sell interest rate futures. Remember, I gave you the analog and I said, suppose you want to borrow money from debentures, using debentures from OK Zimbabwe Limited. What do you do with those debentures if you intend to borrow? And you agreed with me and said, look, say, because we intend to borrow money using debentures, so we sell debentures. So in the same vein, if you want to hedge interest rate risk and you are a borrower and you want to hedge interest rate risk from the interest rate option, futures market, all that you have to do is to sell interest rate futures. So, as you can see here, the firm intends to borrow 6.5 million in 6 months. For the period of 6 months, and in 6 months' time, and they are saying assume today is 1 December. If you are assuming today to be 1 December, so putting it in layman's terms, it's like you want to borrow money in 6 months' time, and today is 1 December. So your fear is interest rate may increase between now and May, because you want to borrow in 6 months' time. So it's December, January, February, March, April, May. So your fear is interest rates may increase between now and May. So you want to hedge that interest rate increase using futures contracts. If you want to hedge this using futures contracts, and I'm sure you have played the videos. If you have played the videos, you say, I said, what is it that you say? Borrowing cost. Right. Now, if you want borrowing cost, in this question you are being told that today's borrowing rate is 4.5%, and interest that is current, and interest rate may increase by 7.5%. So interest rate may increase by 7.5%. But when you are borrowing, you then add 30 basis points. So it is like this. I told you what to do. You say if interest rate increase by 0.75% to, so it will increase to 4.5% plus 0.75%. So interest rate will increase to equals 4.5 plus 0.75. So interest will increase to this, and remember this is percent. And then you say borrowing cost, that's spot market borrowing cost. It will be
Sir,
yes.
sir,
Right.
didn't we forget to write that statement that we say the firm will sell
No.
June?
No, we are going to write it shortly.
Okay, all right.
Is 5.25%. Now interest rate will be 5.25% plus 30 basis points, which equals to 5.55. If you add this, it will be 5.55. So this will be 5.55% times 6,500,000. 6,500,000 times 6/12, because the loan is just for 6 months. So you say equals 0.055 6,500 times 6/12. Are you not seeing here that your borrowing, this is the finance cost. This is the finance cost, 178,750. Now, if you are hedging interest rate using futures, remember today is 1 December and you want to borrow in 6 months' time. So which futures contracts do you buy? Honestly, you don't buy March contracts, because March contracts, they can't hedge. We can't use March contracts for a borrowing in 6 months' time if today is 1 December. So we then say June futures. Now, if you are borrowing, you sell. So what you then do is you say the firm sales, June June interest rate futures contracts now. Interest rate futures contracts now. So the firm sells June interest rate futures contracts now. You know what we do? We then calculate number of contracts. The number of contracts. Number of contracts here, we expect to borrow 6.5 million pounds. So you then say number of contracts. Number of contracts. Number of contracts equals, you say 6,500,000, 1, 2, 3, divided by 500, 1, 2, 3, equals. So number of contracts we have equals 6, 5 over 0.5. Oh, sorry. Notice these 500 are the contracts are 3-month interest rate futures, but our loan is for 6 months. So remember what you then multiply, because the contracts are for 3 months, you then have to roll them. You say times 6 over 3. Why we do this is because the contracts are for 3 months and our loan is for 6 months. So what it means is we then have to roll them over for 6 months. So this becomes 26. This becomes 26. You say times 2. 26 contracts. So we are going to buy 26.
Sir,
Yes.
our borrowing costs,
Pardon?
our borrowing costs per J10 per that sale. Is that 178? Is it correct? I'm not sure. Maybe I
Yes.
Can you
Because-
put your cursor on that cell?
Yeah,
Ah.
it's good.
It's correct.
Oh, sorry. I was supposed to say it's
I'm also getting a
5.55.
different figure.
So I
Yes.
omitted another 5. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yes. Okay. You are right. Okay, so that one is fine. So are you noticing something? Because you want to borrow in 6, your loan is 6 months and the futures contracts are for 3 months. What I said is you just need to roll them over. So it will be 3-month contracts rolled over for 6 months. So no wonder why we then multiply by 6 over 3 and we get 26 contracts. So number of contracts you calculate it by saying loan amount over contract size times loan period over contract period. In this case, contract period is 3 months. Right? And then I said, you know, with futures, you earn max easily. You then say basis. Basis. And when you are calculating basis, it's easy. Basis is the difference between spot price. You just say spot price. Price. Notice, spot price simply means the 3-month base rate today is 4.5. In other exam, they can give it as LIBOR or they can give it as whatever they give it. So in futures notation, you don't write interest rate as percentages, but you give them as discount basis. So if interest rate is 4%, you denote it as 96. So if it is 4.5, you simply say 100 minus 4.5%. So spot price will be equals 100 minus 4.5. So the spot price is 95.5. And then you say June futures price. June futures price. June futures price. June futures price is you come to interest rate. June futures price is 95.29. So you say 95.29. And then what you then have to do after you have got the June futures price, you then have to say equals this minus this. So the answer you get here is 7-month basis. 7-month basis, meaning movement in interest rate from 1 December to 30 June. But remember, we want to borrow in 6-month time. So we are going to borrow in on the 31st of May. So what it means is there is an expired basis. An expired basis is 1/7 multiplied by 0.21, and you get the answer as equals this over 7. So an expired basis is 0.03. Are you noticing that the basis is decreasing? Because today's spot is 95.5. Remember, it was 4.5%, but we had to
Wait,
write
sorry, sir.
yes.
Sorry, sir. May you please explain again from 1/7?
Okay, the issue is we are told that today is 1 December and we have taken June futures, meaning 30 June futures. So this is from today to 30 June, it's 7 months. But remember, we are going to borrow in 6 months' time. Our loan is to be borrowed in 6 months' time, not in 7 months' time. So exposure period is between 1 December and 6 months, which is 1 December and 31 May. So we now have 1 month unexpired basis, which is for the month of June. So because what happens is when you borrow on the 31st of May, you then exit the futures market on that date. So we want to know if you gained or lost from that. So no wonder why we then say unexpired basis is June, which is 1 month over 7 times 0.03. So what you then have to do, you say selling price, you then say futures outcome. Remember what I told you? After doing this, you then say futures outcome, and you say, you remember you entered by selling, so you say selling price, you sold futures contracts by, okay, futures contracts by, you sold them by 95.29. This was the futures contracts when you entered. They are given as June futures contracts 95.29. So in other words, this is the futures price on 1 December. And then you say closing futures price, buying price. So if you enter by selling, you exit by buying. Buying price is equals buying price equals closing futures price. Closing futures equals closing futures price, which is equals to. Now, how can you estimate futures price for how can you estimate futures price for June? It has to be between the two, isn't it? Now you have the spot price here. So if the spot price increases to 5.25, what it means is, are you not seeing that there is an element of decreasing basis, Tichaona? Pay attention to this. The basis is decreasing. So what it means is, if you want to find the closing price, futures price, you say spot minus these particular bases, are you noticing the bases are decreasing? So what you simply do is you say closing futures price equals spot on 31st of May, it will be 100 minus 5.25% here, because interest rate will increase to 5.25. So the spot on the 31st of May will be 5.25, and then you subtract unexpired basis. Unexpired basis will be 0.03. And what do you get? You then say equals 100 minus 5.25 minus 0.03. So you get 94.72. So you enter by selling, you exit by buying. So is this a profit to you or not? You then say I sold the futures contracts at 95.29. I then bought them by 94.72. So this is profit. Profit from futures. So this is profit. Remember, these are interest rates. This minus this. What you get here is interest rate. So it's actually 0.57%. This is interest rate. And then you say a spot market outcome. Spot market outcome. Spot market outcome is 180. This is, if you had not hedged, this is what you are going to get. You are going to get 180,375, and then you say less profit from futures. Less profit from futures. Are you not seeing my answer? Tabulation of my answer is different from what we have in the marking scheme. No wonder why I chose this question. Profit from futures, you say 0.57% multiplied by 26 contracts. 26 contracts multiplied by 500, 1, 2, 3, multiplied by 3/12, because these contracts are for 3 months. You then say equals minus 0.57% multiplied by 500, 1, 2, 3, multiplied by 26 contracts multiplied by 3/12. Right? So there you go. So you now have got net. This is the net outcome from futures hedge. So this is the net outcome from the futures hedge, and then you say effective rate. Now, calculating effective rate, you say 161,850 over loan 6,500, 1, 2, 3 times 12 over the loan period, which is over 6. You know, effective rate is like this that you have done for 6 months. If you were to do it per year, what was going to be the rate? So it was going to be this over 6,500, 1, 2, 3, multiplied by 12 over 6. So effective rate comes out to be 4.98%. You can actually put this as a percentage, 4.98%. So there you go. That's your effective rate. And effective rates are then used when you are comparing which hedging choice is ideal. I want you to notice that because this was a payment, no wonder why we say profit from futures, we subtracted it because it was a payment. If it was a receipt profit from futures, we could have added it, because if it will be a receipt. Then you say options hedge. Options on interest rate futures. Options on interest rate futures. Options on interest rate futures. What does that mean? We are going to use options on interest rate futures. Now, notice I have said this on futures. Let me repeat it again. If you are borrowing money, you sell. Suppose you want to borrow money using debentures. I said you sell debentures. Now, if you want to borrow to hedge interest rate risk and you are a borrower, you sell interest rate futures. Now, when it comes to options, what you simply do is you buy put options, because put options are options which enable you to sell. Put means right to sell. So the same way you have done it on futures, that I sell interest rate futures now, is the same way you do it on options. Because if you are going to sell options, in options terminology, we say you buy put options. Because on options you have got calls and puts, so you buy put options. That is so important. Another thing is, when you were reading marking scheme, the examiner had to calculate everything. That's not your baby. Remember, borrowing means borrowing. It means you are borrowing a loan. And I told you that if interest rate is 4%, the notation will be 96. The notation will be 96. So if I am borrowing, it would mean the interest rate of 97. I said 4% is denoted at 96. So 97 would mean 3%. 97 would mean 3%. So what it means is, if I'm asked to choose which rate do I go about, 96 or 97, I would choose 97. So of the three interest rates given here, on the far left, which one, if you are a borrower, is cheaper? Which one is cheaper? Just a sec, I'm coming. May you type the answer on the chat feature? Okay. So sorry guys, I'm back. So you are not seeing the presentation. The presentation I want to give you is for you to tell me. So you're saying which one is? Oh, sorry. 9,75, 9,75. Good. So in the marking scheme, if you see the examiner, if you see that the examiner had used everything, it is because that is meant for the examiner. You don't do everything as a student. No. You just choose the rate which is ideal. So in this case, if you were answering this, you simply say options on interest rate futures. Options on interest rate futures. So you simply say a strike price of you said which one is ideal? 95,75. Simple as that. 95,75 is recommended. As it minimizes finance cost. So we recommend a strike price of 95,75, and interest rate on futures, the contract size is still the same. So you say number of contracts. So you say the firm buys June put options. Now the firm buys put options now, and then number of contracts equals 26 as before. Number of contracts equals 26 as before. So you are already done. Then you say you then say strike price. Now the strike price, we said we pick 95,75, and then closing futures price. Closing futures price, you then say equals, this we have calculated it already. Now pay attention. If you are a borrower, it means you sell. A borrower, it means you sell. So the question is, do you sell at 95,75 or you sell at 94,72? If you are given a choice, you do notice, if I was a seller, I would rather sell at 95,75. So if I go by the option, I say I have exercised it. I have exercised the option because 95,75 is a higher selling price than 94. So I exercise the option. I sell at a higher price. Then I say profit. So the profit that I'm going to get, it will be 95,75 minus 94. So the profit is 1,03. That's the profit. Remember, this is basis. In other words, this is percentage, so to speak. So it's 1,03%. And then I then say outcome. Oh, sorry, crap. Outcome. I then say, when I'm calculating outcome, I then say spot market outcome, meaning if I have not hedged, what is it that I was going to get? If I had not hedged, I was going to get 183.75. And then I say profit from options. Notice, profit is 1,03% multiplied by, remember this is per contract, multiplied by 26 contracts, then multiply by, each contract has got 500, 1, 2, 3. Then these are interest rates, and because they are percentages, they are based on 3-month options, so it's for 3 months. So I will then say equals minus this percent multiplied by 26 multiplied by 500, 1, 2, 3, multiplied by 3 over 12. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to say multiply by. Okay, so there you go. Are you not seeing this? 146. So what do? I'm getting here, I'll get 146. So I then say effective rate. Sorry. Before I say effective rate, it's 146. But remember, this is an option. So I'm yet to take out premium. Remember, I then say premium. Now notice, because I am borrowing, the premium is added to the cost. I said June puts at 0.45. Now this 0.45 is actually percent, because the examiner will tell you that premiums are in annual percentages. So if the examiner says premiums are in annual percentages, what it means is the 0.45 you have here, it's actually 0.405%, because the premiums are in annual percentages. Now, that's one thing. Another thing is, because I am paying, this is a loan, a premium is added to the cost. If I was lending, a premium will be deducted. So in this case, premium is 0.405%. Notice, I take the premium for June puts. The reason why I'm taking the premium for June puts is because I said the firm buys June put options now. Because you are borrowing, you borrow by selling, and in options terminology, selling means put. So you say 0.405% times 65 times 26 contracts times 500, 1, 2, 3. No, a contract is worth 500, 1, 2, 3. And remember, these are annual percentages. So you say times 3 over 12. Why 3? Why 3 over 12? Because you are told that these are 3-month interest options on interest rate futures. So these are annualized rates. But remember, we are dealing with 3 months here. So you then say equals 0.405% multiplied by 500, 1, 2, 3, multiplied by 26 contracts, multiplied by 3 over 12. Right, so there you go. Once you are done with this, you then calculate the effective interest rate. So this is net outcome. And they say, you say effective rate. Now when you are calculating effective rate, you say 161,0062,5 over 6,500, 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, it's already there. Times 12 over 6. Because this loan period is for 6 months, so effective rate, we are saying if we are to repeat it in a year, it will be 12 over 6, because this is 6 months. So equals this over 6,500, 1, 2, 3, multiply by 12 over 6. So this is, it will be 4,92, right? 4,93. This will be the effective rate if you are hedging using options. Are you getting it? So are you noticing that when it comes to profit from interest rate futures, you make sure that you make sure that profit is deducted, because this is a payment. If it was a borrowing, it would be, then you say summary. Summary, and then summary, then you say futures outcome. Outcome. Remember, when you are summarizing, you take the effective rates. Futures outcome 4,98%, and then options outcome. Options outcome, you take 4,93%. Right. So if we say these are the, so if we say these are the outcomes, you then have to advise and say options on interest rate futures is recommended. Options on interest rate futures recommended. Now notice, in the marking scheme, you will notice that the examiner has worked a lot of things. The reason is because that person is called the examiner. It's not you. If you are a candidate, all you have to do is to choose one rate. You just choose one rate and say, and justify why you have chosen it. Like say a strike price of 95,75 is recommended because it minimizes finance cost. That's all you have to do. It minimizes finance cost. Simple. Once you have done that, you are done. You can't be doing it as per the marking scheme. Chances, students normally think, let me open it. Let me not just talk as if I'm saying something which is not there. Now, if you guys as students, you come across this, you see that the examiner has done a lot of things. The examiner has used every strike price. No, it's not your baby. You just use the one you have recommended, like this one. Are you saying it's 160,062,5? The one we recommended, which is 160,062,5. That's what we got. So this is only what you have to take. Because you said this minimizes cost. Even if you are to prove it, are you not saying it minimizes cost? So don't do it the way it has been done. Now you may say, why is it the examiner puts it this way? It's because this is meant for the examiner. The examiner is mandated to mark whatever price that the student chooses. If the student chooses 95,5, the examiner is being told that this will be the cost. If the student chooses 95,25, the examiner is being told that this will be the cost. So you being a student, you can't represent the range of all students. All you have to do is to choose the strike price, which minimizes cost. And I told you this analog. Why we chose 95,75. I said, if interest rate is 4%, in market terminology, it's 96. If interest rate is 3%, in market terminology, it's 97. So if you are a lender, you'd choose 90, you'd choose 96. If you are a lender, you'd choose 96. The reason why you would choose 96 is because 96 maximizes your return if you are a lender, because 96 means 4%. If you are a borrower, you would choose 97. So no wonder why we just chose 99. We just chose the one. We said 100 minus all these rates. You would notice 95.97 is the lowest interest rate in percentage terms. So if you are a borrower, that's what you would do. So we just took that rate and expounded it. So in the exam, you would earn full marks by just focusing on 97.5 and disregarding all other rates. So there you go.
Say,
Yes.
recommendation, I usually see examiner nonyora a long conclusion, but we just advised and say that was it. What should we do then?
Yes, the examiner writes long conclusion because the examiner is being advised that a lot of students would have written would have chosen either this or this or this. No wonder why the conclusion is long. Is long, but in this particular paper, in this particular question, having said this is ideal, like interest rate, like options on interest rate futures is recommended. Now, the examiner may then say options, they give the holder a right but not an obligation. All that you can put, but it won't necessarily carry you any more significant marks. You can just earn 1 mark for that. Why? That is a marking scheme. The examiner is being told that other students are not good at calculating. Some may just say, so I assume that interest rate, options on interest rate futures is ideal. And then such a student will begin to write theory. And the examiner is being told to consider that. But if you have done this, there is no way that the examiner will say you don't know your stuff. There's no way. You already know your stuff. Is teacher Ona, are you there? Let me check. Oh yes, teacher Ona is there. Talk to your teacher Ona.
And then,
Are you actually getting what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm getting it. We are together.
Good. Sorry, allow me just to answer this message. No, as you say. Okay, so there you go. Right. Paddy, are you there? My friend?
I'm totally lost. I'm not. Whatever.
Room kitchen kana room lounge.
Nah.
You don't mix the two.
Asakumbonekera kana.
No wonder, you know what? No wonder why I had to put this out, because I know I gave you this as a when I said practice, but I realized I realized that even if I say practice, I'm actually not doing a service to you, because the manner in which answers are written, you may not actually get it right. No wonder why I'm actually doing it step by step like this. Ignore this by this. Ignore this by this. Now, continue.
Sorry, sir. Is it possible that probably you can summarize this steps we took in
Pardon?
layman's terms.
Sorry?
I was saying, is it possible that probably you can summarize the steps we took? Probably I can try to follow in
Okay.
in computations of the future and
Now,
options.
if you want me to
Scenarios.
summarize the steps we took, I then have to open the handout. I then have to, because I
Not
need to
really the handout. When we calculated, when we
yes,
were
but
calculating,
it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Where is that? No, I will not be confusing you. Where is that bloody thing, buddy? I can't find it here. Oh, it's here. Don't worry, I won't be confusing you. Because I want you to know it is important if I can prove to you that all these seemingly huge steps, they are basically in this handout. It would make sense if I do it that way. Now, like you are hedging interest rate risk, here we are. One of the ways of hedging interest rate risk is using interest rate futures. So notice we said that when it comes to interest rates, notation changes. If we say 96, we mean 4%. Now, no wonder why I was always referring to 96, because I knew it was in our notes. So 96 is 4%. Oh, I said that is 100 minus, it was a typing error. I wanted to say 100 minus 4% here. Now, here's how you set up a futures hedge. If you are a borrower, all you have to do is you sell futures contracts now and buy them later to close the market position. So if we agree on you sell interest rate futures now and buy them later to close the market position. So this is now the steps involved. You sell interest rate futures now, buy them later to close the market position. So what it means here, buddy, is number one, it's like you decide what do you have to do. These are the steps. You say, can you show me the steps? No wonder why I opened the handout, because in the handout, that's where I gave the steps. If it's interest rate, you decide, are you going to sell or buy? In this case, it's interest rate futures. You hedge interest rate by selling. So you sell. And then the second step is you calculate the number of contracts. Number of contracts. It's 6.5 million. And the contract size here is 500,000. So it's merely 6.5 divided by 500,000. But remember, 500,000 is for 3 months, yet the loan is for 6 months. So you have to roll that over. So you multiply by 6 over 3. No wonder why we get 13 and we multiplied that by 2. And then you then calculate basis. Basis is the difference between spot price now, meaning the spot price now, and the futures price. And when it comes to interest rate, what we refer to as the spot price is the LIBOR or interbank rate. Now, in this question, we are told that the rate is based on the interbank rate. Now, interest rate will be based on the 3-month base rate. You know, by saying base rate, they are saying interbank rate. So the interbank rate in this case is the spot. And what is the spot? If I scroll down here, I will find my spot is 4.75. Because I am in futures market, I don't write the spot as 4.75. I write it in discount basis notation. So instead of saying 4.75, I then say 100 minus 4.75. to get the spot. 100 minus 4,75. I mean 100 minus 4,5. I get the spot. So that is my spot. So in futures market, I will be saying this is my spot price. 95, 100 minus 4,5, I get 100 minus 4,5, I get 95,5. But in this question, I'm told that this company borrows at interbank rate plus 30 basis points. So if the interbank rate is 4,5, this company will borrow at 4,5 plus 30 basis points. So if I don't hedge, my interest rate will be 4,5 plus 30. This interest rate, if I don't hedge, is what I'm referring to as the spot market outcome or borrowing cost. This is the interest rate here. 4,5 plus, if it increases by 0,75, it will be 5,25 plus 30 basis points. So this is what I would incur if I don't borrow, if I don't hedge. Now, I am now going to hedge this using futures. What I then do is I say spot price. Spot price in futures is the spot price in futures market, which is currently 9,5. And then June futures price, it is the price at which the June contract is trading now. Why June? Because today is 1 December and I'm going to borrow in 6 months' time. So I can't hedge using March, I can only hedge using June. 30 June futures. So this is the price at which June futures are trading at, meaning interest rate on June futures. So if I say spot is 95,5, June futures 95,29, it means the interest rate over the 7-month period is going to move by 0,27. But because I will borrow on 31st of May, which is 6 months from 1 June, it means I will then have the whole month of June exposed. No wonder why we call it an expired basis. So I then have to adjust my closing futures price. A closing futures price it's like, because I'm borrowing 31st of May, at what rate will I borrow at? I don't wait until 30 June. I have to estimate closing futures price because I will borrow at 31st of May. Now, on 31st of May, spot market price will be 5. The interest, remember the interest rate would have risen by 0,75. So if the interest rate has risen by 0,75, it means the spot market is now 5,25. But remember, I borrow at interbank or base rate plus 30 basis points. So it will be 4,5 plus 5 plus 0,3, it will be 5,25, and then less an expired basis. I have my answer there. So I interpret it like I entered by selling at 95,29. I exit by buying at 94,72. So I made a profit of 0,57, and this profit is in basis notation, meaning this is percentage. So it's 0,57%. So if I now want to find my effective interest rate, I would say, had I not borrowed, I was going to pay this. If I had not borrowed, I was going to pay this. Now, 180, notice how it is found. 180 is interest rate increasing. 180 is interest rate increasing by 0,75 from 4,5 to 5,25. But I borrow at interbank rate plus 30 basis points. So it will be 5,25 plus 30 basis points, which is 5,55. So if I had not borrowed, I was going to pay 180. But I then take advantage of the fact that I borrow, I have hedged using futures. So the profit from futures is 0.57. And remember, the futures contracts are, this is per contract, mind you. It's 0.57 per contract. And how many contracts do I have? 26. And what is the contract size? 500,000. And what is the period? 3 months. So this will be my gain. So this is the same term, this is the same analog which is required here. Now, because this is an issue, let me again send you videos. You know, don't tire when I'm sending you videos. Don't say he's bombarding us with video. No wonder why I always like you to play videos. It's always important that you play videos. Someone was complaining about videos. Was it you, Thelma, or it was Paddy? I don't know. I just got that from Grace. Someone was saying,
I wasn't complaining. I was saying a direct interaction, especially on a planned meeting, was better off than having video lectures.
yes. You know, it's because, you know, the questions you guys are asking, if you had played the videos, you would have been answered already. It's because you are not playing the videos. That's the reason. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. No wonder why, because you know I plan my things. It's like I say play the video so that when it comes to a lecture like this, you would be informed. And if you don't play now, notice now the backwards and forwards we then encounter. The topic will appear like it's difficult. Yet it's very easy. Oh,
Say,
sorry.
the other thing, hello?
Yes.
Just maybe to help Party, maybe if he starts by doing those timelines, drawing down that from December to which is next month, and then he writes my percentages actual on it, and they are an expired basis and expired basis. I think maybe you'll be able to visualize it better. I'm not sure. It's just that now Tapa CBE, it's not easy to do that, but for me, that's what I usually do.
Okay, thanks.
I like it, Sima. I like it. I like it so much. Thanks. Thanks. I like the part when you're saying maybe we are now on CBE. You know, I like that part. I like that part. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to send. I'm trying to send the videos again. If anyone has got the videos, can you send them again on our AFM group? But please play those videos. You know what? Don't. Tichona, can you unmute? Have you played the videos that I'm talking about here?
Yes, I've played the videos.
Are you not seeing that if you have played the videos, you would appreciate what I'm talking about?
You'll be at the next level in terms of understanding.
Yes. So when I say play the video, you know, I'm not actually burdening you. I know what I'm talking about. Because I'm the same say. So what it then implies is, for the interest of party, I then have to answer another question which is in the videos. Perhaps it will work out because party doesn't want to play videos. But I'm still the same say. I don't know the difference that it makes then. It won't be incremental. Well, okay. Then currency hedge. Don't worry, because there's still plenty of time. I'll see what I will do. Currency hedge. Now notice The company also needs to make a USD 4.3 million payment. This is a payment. USD 4.3 million payment in 3 months' time. Assume that it is 1 December 20x. It is 1 December. And okay, so the company wants to make a USD 4.3 million. Remember, this company is based in UK. It's based in UK. And what is the best way of hedging the 4.3 million? If you are using it's going to be made, it's 4.3 million US in 3 months' time. And the company is based in UK. Now the question is, you want to hedge this 4.3 million using a 3-month forward, or alternatively using currency options. Those are the two hedging choices that we have. Now, if you are using a 3-month forward, you want to hedge 4.3 million US dollar payment. What will be the exchange rate you use under the 3 months forward? Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself, guys. Which rate do you use of the two? All right. Let me see. Right, 1,4632. Good. Where is that coming from? Remember, I said when you are hedging a payment, what you do is, if the exchange rates are given as a spread like this, remember you want to convert them to pounds. So you need to buy US. When you need to buy US, the bank will use the rate in which you pay more in domestic currency. The bank will use the rate in which you pay more in domestic currency. In this case, you pay more in pounds. So if you divide by this rate or this rate, which one gives you more pounds? Clearly, 1,4632 gives you more pounds. So as part of an answer to this question, you simply say forex payment. You then say forward outcome. Forward outcome, and simply say 4,300, 123 divided by 1,4632. So it will be 2938,764.35. So that will be the forward outcome. And then interest rate, current options. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. When you are now hedging this using current options, remember what I said. I again have to open this because I should not be appearing like I'm saying something new when I'm saying something that you already have. Current options. Notice these are current options. And I told you, when you want to determine the market position to assume, by market position I'm saying whether do you have to buy or sell, meaning which type of option are you supposed to buy, a put option or a call option? And I normally ask you these questions. Let me repeat them. If I am expecting to pay euros, it means when the date comes, I have to buy euros. So when I'm hedging using options, I have to buy euro call options. Euro call options, meaning I want to buy euros. So I must secure the right to buy. And to buy is called call option. If I'm expecting to receive euros, after receiving euros, what will I do? I will then have to sell them to get my currency. So if I'm hedging the euro receipt using options, I then have to buy euro put options in order for me to secure the right to sell the euros. But notice what I then said. I then said, if options are priced in domestic currency, please notice, I'm the same say who wrote this, I typed it. I then said, if the options are priced in domestic currency, you do the opposite. If you're expecting to pay, you buy put options. You are now doing the opposite if options are priced in domestic currency. So in this question, you are expecting to pay 4.3 million US, but notice contract size is in pounds. If the contract size is in pounds, it means the options are now priced in your domestic currency. So you now have to do the opposite. If you're expecting to pay, you now have to buy put options. You now have to buy put options. No wonder why I had to open this handout. You know, Paddy is saying by opening the handout, he said you are giving us confusion. Yet I'm taking everything from the handout. This is the thing you must read and apply to the case. Now, if you're expecting to pay foreign currency, what you do is you buy put options. Now, it's there anyway. So it will be a matter of saying, coming to your question, I'm expecting to pay 4.3 US, and I'm in UK, which is pound. My options are in pound. What is it that my said? You open the videos or the handout, and then you say, if I'm expecting to pay and options are priced in domestic currency, I buy put options now. This should not be giving you problems. And then if you buy put options now, so which options then do you put? Remember, the payment is to be done in 3 months' time.
Sir,
Yes.
is it correct to do my thinking this way? Maybe it's one and the same thing that you are saying.
Yes.
I'll say I'm in UK and I've got pounds with me and I want US dollars. So I go to the bank and I sell my pounds. And now, given that you have said if the option is in pounds, which means I'll just take the selling price. So if you are selling, it's the same as it's a put option. So will it be a proper way of thinking and doing things?
It's not just proper, it will be a fantastic way of thinking and doing things.
Okay.
Yes. Right. So today is 1 December and I'm supposed to pay when? I'm supposed to pay in 3 months' time. So which of the put options do I have to use there? If it's 1 December, it's December, January, February, March. December, January, February. December, January, February, March. So which options do I have to use there? It's 1 December today and I'm to pay in 3 months' time. Clearly, I will use March put because March put will actually give me exactly 3 months. December, January, February, March. So I'm supposed to pay in December, January, end of February. So March, I'll use March puts. I'll actually use March put options. Good. Now, if I then use March put options in this question, I then need to choose which exchange rate am I supposed to use. In your marking scheme, you find the examiner has used all the exchange rates. Don't think you'll be writing like this to use everything. No, you won't finish the exam. This is meant for the examiner who is being told to accommodate every student. It's not meant for you. So don't say, when I'm answering this, I use every rate. No, 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 no. You just choose one rate only. Then which rate do you use? Do you choose here? You want to convert 4.3 million US to pounds, and you want to make a payment. So you choose a rate which will result in you paying less. Of the three rates, 1.45, 1.46, 1.47, which one will result in you paying less? Which one will result in you paying less? Talk to yourself. All right. Let me just check. 1.47. Perfect. So 1.47 will result in you paying less. So it will be like you, in your exam now, when you're answering it, don't follow the examiner's way of going through every rate and think it will be your approach. No, you just use 1.47. So all you have to do is, when you're answering such a question, you say, oh sorry, I can't highlight it. You say current. These are now current options. You just say current options. Current options. So you put it like that, and you say, sorry guys, I asked you guys to send videos. Can someone please send videos in our AFM group? Videos that I send on currency and interest rate hedge, or never mind, I will send them again. And remember, it will be the 6th time I'm sending them. That's how important those videos are. Now, current options. You say the firm buys March options now. March put a pound options now. So the firm buy, if by merely writing this point already you have got a mark, and then you say number of contracts. Number of contracts. Number of contracts. Notice, before you say number of contracts, you say, you say an exchange rate, a strike price. You choose you recommend a strike price of 1.47. 1.47, a strike price of 1.47 is recommended as it minimizes the dollar, as it minimizes the pound cost of payment, as it minimizes the pound cost of payment. So a strike price of 1.47 is recommended as it minimizes the pound cost of payment. So you then say number of contracts, you then say equals. Remember, notice here, party, you are supposed to pay how much? You are supposed to pay 4.3 million US, and your options are in pounds. You can't divide US by pounds, so you have to convert US to pounds using this strike price, and then you divide by contract size. So number of contracts, you say USD 4300 123 divided by 1.47, and then divide by 31, 31, 250. Divide by 31, 250. What do you get? It's like 4,300. 1, 2, 3. Divided by 1,47 divided by 31, 250. How many contracts are you getting? Are my calculations right? I'm getting 93 contracts, 93,6. The one you are getting. Is it the one you are getting, guys? Can you confirm? Right? I take your silence to mean that's the one you are getting. And then you say amount hedged. Amount hedged. We want to see the amount we have hedged. Amount hedged. Now, amount hedged, it will be 93 contracts times 31, 250 pounds times 1,47. We just want to see the amount we have hedged equals 93 times 1,47 times 31, 250. So this is the amount we have hedged. And then we say exposure. Exposure is 4,3, 4,300,000. And then you then say underhedged, amount underhedged, then hedged using forward. Amount underhedged, you then hedge it using the forward, equals 4,3 minus this. Right. So all this is in USD. All this is in USD. Right. So after you have done this, it's a matter of saying options outcome. Options outcome. Options outcome. Outcome. So you have got strike price, you have got spot price. Spot price. Now, the spot exchange rates, the examiner is telling you that is this option likely to be exercised if the spot exchange rate is 1,4350. So the spot exchange rate is either 1,4350 or the spot exchange rate is 1,4780. 1,4780. Now, by spot, this is the spot after 3 months. This is the spot after 3 months. It means when it comes to 3 months, if you go to the market, to Copacabana or what, this is the exchange rate that you are going to get. And then strike price. Strike price. If the strike price is either it's 1,47, you just pick one, the one you have used, 1,47, and then you ask yourself, do I exercise or not? Do I have to exercise this? Now notice, you are going to pay US, your company is in pounds, so are you going to divide by 1,435 or 1,47? You do notice if you divide by 1,47, you get less US. So if you go by the option, you exercise the option. You say yes. And here you say no. Why are you saying no? You are saying on this alternative, I would rather go to the market or to the market rate than to the option rate. No wonder why I'm saying I don't exercise the option. I would rather go to the market rate. So what you say is, you say market. Oh, so here you say a pound payment. Payment here, it will be equals. If you want to find pound payment here, it will be equals to 93 contracts times 31,250. 93 contracts times 31,250. This will be the pound payment. Here it will be, because I don't exercise, so it will be 4 it will be 4 300 4 300 1 2 3 times, divide by, I would go to the market 1,478. So it will be so this will be the figures, and then I say premium. Remember, premium is paid at the beginning, and the contract that I've chosen is March puts at a premium. This is premium. The premium is saying cents per pound. Cents per pound. So I've chosen 2,51 cents per pound. So premium. The first premium, it will be open bracket 2,51 cents multiplied by 93 contracts multiplied by 31,250. Now notice the premium is in cents, but you want to find the outcome in pounds. You then divide by the spot market outcome, by the spot rate, because premium is paid at the beginning. So you say divide by 1,4692. Notice the premium is paid at the beginning, 1,4692, close bracket. So you then say equals 2,51. Remember, these are cents, so you divide this by 100, multiply by 31,250, divide by 1,4692. Why have I divided by 100? Because 2,51 is cents actually, so I have to divide by 100 too. But I need my outcome in pounds, so I have to move to, because premium is paid at the beginning, so I then have to divide by spot market rate to convert it to pounds. Now notice I am adding the premium because this is a payment. If it was a receipt, I would be subtracting it. So this is the same premium here. It will be the same, equals this. I say profit from options. Profit from options. Now, profit from options. Here, it's not applicable because I don't exercise. Not applicable, but here, it's applicable. Remember, profit from options here, it's applicable. Because if I exercise here, it means I make a profit. Profit of the difference between the two. So profit from options, you are now saying equals, you open bracket and say and say, remember the amount hedged is this. The amount hedged is 4. So you say profit from options. I ask myself, I have hedged 4272187,5. I have hedged it using 1,47. If there was no options, I was going to hedge it as 4272187,5. I was going to hedge it at the spot market, which is 1,435. 1,435. So I was going to make a loss. So in other words, no wonder why I say there's profit from options. So it will be equals minus open bracket, and then I say this divided by this close bracket minus the same figure here divided by this close bracket. Oh, sorry. Then I close another bracket. So this is profit from options. Why is profit subtracted? Because it's a gain. Because I have exercised my option, it means I have gained. Here, there is no profit from options because I have not exercised the option. So what then do? You then have to find, then you say under hedge. So this one, we have under hedged, then hedged using forward. The under hedge we calculated here, which is 27,812. You then hedge it using forward 27,812,5 divided by, you come to the forward hedge 1,4632 divided by 1,4632. Under hedged, then hedged using forward equals this over 1,4632. Under hedged, then hedged using forward. So there you go. Alright. So what you then have to do is to find the outcome. This is the outcome. Alright. So you are done. So now notice the question was, how was the outcome of the hedge if the spot rate had moved to? This question carried 8 marks. It would appear like it was a very difficult question. No, teacher owner, it was just saying, suppose after 3 months on the spot market, in other words, suppose you had not hedged, these were the spot rates. What was going to be the outcome on the options contract? So the issue is, you would just say, if I'm hedging using an option, I have a right but not an obligation. So it means come maturity, I compare the strike price to the spot market price. So in 3 months' time, when I want to pay that 4.3 million US, I will check what the market rates are. And now the market rate can be 1,435 and 1,478. These are the two possible market rates. So what I then have to do is I compare that with the strike price that I have chosen. Remember, we have chosen one strike price. So if you find in the exam they are doing it like this, don't think you were supposed to do all this. No. This is meant for the examiner. As a student, you choose one rate. No, this was the reason I had to open to do this question with you. Because you would say, oh, it appears the examiner was calculating with every rate and I must be doing that. No. No. So no wonder why the examiner is saying full credit will be given for choosing one strike rate, just one, and then proceed using that one, not everything. So I am saying if I was going to pay on the spot market after 3 months, I was going to pay using these rates, and I have hedged using option with this rate. So the question is, was I going to exercise it here? Yes, because remember, I am dividing US by this rate to get pounds. So if I divide by 1,47, I get less pounds. No wonder why I say I exercise the option, because I pay less pounds. But here, if I divide by 1,47, when this rate exists, I pay more pounds at 1,47. No wonder why I'm saying I don't exercise the option, which is the strike price. Okay, so what else would I then have to say? I had a lot of things to say. What is it that has been posted in the group? Oh, sorry. This is Grace issues. Oh, Grace is already advertising for the next semester. In other words, from admin perspective, your issue is being considered done. But imagine, as far as Grace is concerned, she's saying you're done, guys. I'm looking for the video. Where is it? Can someone please send it? I don't know where the video is. Hedging interest rate risk. Heck is that video? It should be somewhere close. Tashinga, are you in the lecture? Tashinga, are you in the lecture? Ernest, have you managed to join?
Oh, yes, sir.
Were your issues answered? I'm sure that is where your issues were.
Yeah, most of them, especially on the interest rate futures, sir.
Right. So I understand you joined late, right?
No, sir, I was there from the start.
Oh, you were there from the start. So perfect. Ernest is the one who manages the body blast gym. Ernest, where is your gym?
There's no location yet, so I'm just doing pop-up sessions with people. So whichever group calls me in, I just go to them and then give them a training session.
But it appears you need to continue with that business model, because if I'm looking at your videos, all those people you are training, you can't put them in a gym, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with the COVID rules. Also, it's a new item. It's a new model, and people are really appreciating it so well. So I think it's viable. No, confine in one area.
Yes, because I'm not seeing at times you have got 80 people. Even if you had a gym, there was no way you were going to accommodate such.
100%, sir. I'm gym monitor.
Yeah, I'm gym monitor. So may you continue doing that.
Thanks a lot, sir. I will.
Yes, and I will come to your gym. I want to strengthen my backbone. provided you'll be able to manage me after my backbone is strengthened, because the way what I always see in your gym. How are you coping? No, I haven't done it. I haven't said anything. I'm just asking. How are you coping with that? Well, I would see if I can attend for 2 days and see if I will cope after my backbone is strengthened. But if not, I'll just let it. Let it
Don't worry, you cops.
No, I won't. Definitely I won't. Well, okay, I'm joking with Ernest. Oh, sorry, Patty. Yes, Patty, you can. Are you in the lecture, Patty? Can you unmute and talk to us? I'm still in here. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, it was a private conversation. That's
Oh
why I
well.
went to inbox.
Sorry. So send it after the lecture because my screen is on. Sorry.
Okay, it's fine.
Just send it after the lecture. Okay. So as a Sima, so Sima, you had equally sent the videos I'm looking for. Yes. Oh no, this one includes collar, hedging interest rate risk, including collar on options. Oh, so I'm sure it's the same. Hedging interest rate risk. So coupled by what Sima had said with what I have said and what we have discussed, so you'll be ripe for this. Can you now proceed? Now, notice this question paper had quite a lot of things. There was number one, number three, number one and number three. You can still follow through. Number one, number three, you can still follow through. There's nothing much. Can you guys do number one, number three at your own leisure? And number one, number three. So number three, if I can skip and bring your attention to number three, you'd notice number three was saying, number three, let me read number three. Can you imagine? Especially the 12 mark question. It was saying, the managers of Daylon company are reviewing the company's investment portfolio. About 15% of the portfolio is represented by holding 5,550,000 shares of more. What the heck is that? Of that M company. The managers are concerned about the effect on the portfolio value if the price of Montglobe's shares fall and are considering selling shares. Daylon's investment bank has suggested that the risk of Montglobe's shares falling by more than 5% from their current market price could be protected by purchasing an over-the-counter option. Montglobe, the investment bank is prepared to sell an approximate 6-month option on 550 shares on Montglobe for a premium of 250. Now, they are expected to sell, meaning this is the option to sell, which is a put option. This is a put option. Now they are saying, how much are they selling it by? They are saying share price cannot fall by more than 5%. So what it means is, if the current share price is $3.60, like this, current share price is $3.60, which is 3,6. They are saying they are going to they expect that it doesn't fall, so you multiply by 0.95, $3.42. So pay attention. The current market price is $3.60. That's your PA. Exercise price, which is your PE, is $3.42, because they are saying it won't fall by more than 5%. In other words, they can't sell it. They will sell it only at least $3.42. So current share price $3.60. Exercise price $3.42. And then what you do is, because they are prepared to sell, it's a put option. And you know how you calculate a put option? You first calculate call option and then use put call parity to find the put option. With PA $3.60, PE $3.42. And then after you have calculated put option, you will find it per share. That will be per share. Now the question is, evaluate whether or not the price at which the investment bank is willing to sell the option is a fair price. Now, after you have found the put option, the investment bank is willing to share at 250. Now, 250 is for 550 shares. So what you then have to do is you divide 250 by 550, by 5,550,000, and you get price per share. You compare that price per share to the option price. Now, suppose the price, if I say 250,000, let's say 250, 1, 2, 3, divide by 5550, 1, 2, 3, I'm getting the answer is 4 cents, 4.5 cents. This is per share. Now, if I had calculated my put option, and the put option is 5 cents, and here they are selling, the put option is 3 cents, and here they are selling it at 4.5. It means they are overcharging. It would mean they are overcharging, because here they are selling at 4.5, and if I use BS model with my PA 3.6, my PE 3.42, I am getting 4, I will be getting 3, and they are selling me at 4, it would mean they are overcharging me. You get that? Alternatively, suppose
sorry, sir, where are you getting the 4.5? And you say it is cents, but here is $3.60.
Oh, so can we do question A together? What is
yes.
Yes, let us do question A together. It's like this, Sima. The long and short of it is like the directors of Daylon, they are saying the shares in their investment portfolio can actually lose value.
Yes,
so
yes.
In so doing, they want to hedge that loss in value by selling over-the-counter options. So they are purchasing over-the-counter options. So the over-the-counter options they are purchasing, they are equivalent to selling 5.55 million shares. So these 5 options on 5.5 million shares, the option on 5.55 million shares, they are saying they are charging 250,000. Now we want to see if the price they are charging, which is 250,000, is fair. So all you simply do is you say price charged on 5,550,000, 1, 2, 3 shares. On options on 5,550,000 shares. Now, what is the price? They are charging 250,000. And then estimate of option value per share. Estimate of option value per share. Now, if you want to estimate option value per share, you have got PA. The current share price is $3.60. And we are being told that these shares are expected to be sold. Notice, they are expected to be sold after share price has fallen by 5%. So we say PE. PE is $3.60 multiplied by 0.95. So equals this multiplied by 0.95. That's your PE. And then volatility, which is standard deviation, is 13%. Volatility, which is standard deviation, was 13%. And then risk-free rate, which is your yield, RF. RF is 4%. RF is 4%. And then no dividend, no what. Delo does not intend to use. They are saying Delo doesn't intend to use delta hedging. I explained delta hedging in full in the previous week's video. So if you still have previous week's video, make sure you play it close to the end. I explained delta hedging. What is delta hedging? Delta hedging simply means you are hedging the expected decrease in option price due to the decrease or change in the price of the underlying asset. That's delta hedge. And I explained it in detail last week. I explained delta and theta hedge. Delta and theta hedge. Make sure you play the video. Last week's video, close to the end, actually last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes, I explained delta hedge and theta. If you still have, if you haven't played it, or if you have played it and you say I don't understand it, you let me know, I explain it again. Right. Then so they say the company does not intend to use delta hedge. You now understand. So because if the question is said the company intends to use delta hedge, it would mean whatever risk you are saying here, it doesn't matter. Right. Now, period to maturity is how much? What is your T? They are saying the investment bank is prepared to sell appropriate 6-month option. So this is 6 months. So T months. Period to maturity. Remember, 6 months we present as 0.5. Then, because they are saying the investment bank is prepared to sell, so this is a call option. Call option. Remember, value call, you say equals PAN D1 minus PE N D2 times E of minus E to the power of minus RT. You remember that's how you value a call option. But remember, this is a put option. And then when you are valuing a put, you use put call parity relationship, which says P equals C minus PA plus C minus PA plus PE PE and E to the power minus RT. Now, if these formulas you should not claim them. They are given in your formula booklet here. This is like, after identifying that this is a put option, you first find a call. Notice, call option. This is the formula for the call. D1, D2, P equals. So you notice, as you say, I already know this formula by head from continuous practice. Not because I'm super genius. So D1, how do we calculate D1? We say D1 equals, this is the formula for your D1. It's ln PA over PE. Please follow me now. Ln PA over PE, which is ln open bracket PA 3,6 over 3,42, and then you follow the working, plus r 0,5 a squared t, then plus r, your r is the risk-free rate, 0,04 plus 0,5 s squared times 0,13 squared, close bracket, t times t, which is 0,5, and then you divide all this by all this, you divide this by, so this is like the numerator. This is like the numerator. You divide the numerator by open bracket s square root of t, which is s 0,13 times square root of t. You simply say 0,5. If you want to say square root, you say to the power 0,5. That's a simpler way of saying square root. Now, if I take my calculator, notice, can we punch this whole thing together? Ln is on the right of log, so it's ln open bracket 3,6 divided by 3,42 close bracket, 3,6 divided by 3,42 plus open bracket 0,04 plus 0,13 squared. Oh, sorry, not 0,1, 0,5 times 0,13 squared close bracket times t, which is 0,5 equals. So my numerator is 0,0755. I then say divide by open bracket 0,13 times 0,5 to the power 0,5. Right? To the power 0,5 close bracket equals. Now, what is it that you are getting as D1? What is it that you are getting as D1?
0,8215.
As your D1, 0,8215.
Yeah.
Right, meaning 0,82. So that's correct, because it's 0,82 on the marking scheme here. 0,82. And what is it that I said? So you say D1 equals 0,82. Then remember, in the formula we say ND1. So you then say ND1 equals. You now come to the tables. 0,82. Remember 0.82 is positive. So you come to the tables here. Standard normal distribution. You say 0.8 under 2. So 0.8 under 2 is 0.239. That's 0.8 under 2. But remember, because 0.82 is positive, this table here tells you what to do. Underneath is saying, if it is positive, make sure you add 0.5 to the table value. So what we are going to do is, we are going to add 0.5 to ND1, which is 0.5 plus 0.2939. So ND1 equals 0.5 plus 0.2939, which is equals to 0.7939. And D2, remember, if you are calculating D2, the formula for D2 is given again in the in the formula booklet. Formula for D2 is D1 minus S square root of 2, which is 0.82. That's your D1. Sima, I'm sure you now understand. The formula doesn't say ND1 minus, it says D1 minus 0.82 minus S square root of 2, which is 0.13 times square root of T 0.5 square root of 0.5. You simply say to the power 0.5. If you want to say square root, it's like to the power 0.5. So if I get my calculator here, I get 0.82 minus 0.13 times 0.5 to the power 0.5 equals, I'm getting D2 as 0.73. Is that the is it the answer you are getting?
Yeah, it's 0.79, 0.729. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, 0.73, perfect. And then you say ND2 equals, now 0.73, you come to the tables. 0.73. Remember 0.73, it is still positive. So you add 0.5. The table tells you here, underneath, the table tells you that if D1 is greater than 0, meaning negative, may you please add 0.5 to that table value. So in this case, we are looking for 0.73, which is positive, which is this figure here. We need to add 0.5, so it will be 0.7673 after adding 0.5. So it will be 0.5 plus 0.2673, which is equals to 0.7673. Now you have that, and then you say call option, call equals PA $3.60. $3.60, that's your PA, times ND1, meaning times ND1 0.7939 minus PE 3.42 times ND2 0.7673 times E to the power, open bracket, minus RT, which is minus 0.04 times 0.5, close bracket. Remember, the power is negative. So can we punch this together to find call option? It will be 3.6 times 0.7939 minus 3.42 times 0.7673 times E. When you are punching E, you say shift ln. You know, when there is ln just against, opposite to log, you say second function ln. you get e to the power. E to the power, open bracket and say minus. You know, minus for a negative value, not minus as a numerical sign. 0.04 times 0.5 close bracket. And then I'm getting core option value being 29 cents. One you are getting 0.29. That's my core option value. Let me check with the answer.
I'm getting 28 cents.
Oh, well, I have rounded it off. It's fine. So here, 28.58, which is as good as 29 cents. So it's still fine. But remember, the company intends to sell. So their option is a put option. It's not a call option. So if you are calculating for a call option, for a put option, you then use put call parity relationship. You then say price of a put option value, because they intend to sell. So put option value, you remember you say equals, you say P equals, that is the formula for put option. Don't think you have to claim it. It's given in the exam. Yeah. P equals C minus PA plus PE. So C, you now have C. You say which is equals to C is 0.29 minus PA, which is $3.60, plus PE, which is $3.42, and then e to the power what? E to the power, and then times e to the power minus RT, which is minus 0.04, that's your R, times 0.5, that's your T. And what do you get? Okay, so here we use BODMAS. It means we will subtract 3.6 late at last. So it will be 3.42 times second function ln to get E to the power, open bracket, minus 0.04 times 0.5 times 0.5 close bracket. You get that. You say equals, then you add, you say plus 0.29 equals, and then you subtract 3.6. What I'm getting is 0.4 cents. So the value of the put option that I'm getting is 0.4 cents, 0.04 cents. Is it the same you are getting? Well, let me check. I have marking scheme with me. 0.4 cents. Yes. Here they have got 0.0381. So which is the same as 0.4 cents. And then notice this is per share. So if we were to sell these options, this is per share. Now you then say value of options, options on 5,550,123 equals. Can you multiply this? Times 5,550,123? So if they were, this is per share. So value of put options per share was supposed to $222,000. And how much are they charging? Come to the question. If they were charging properly, they were supposed to charge 222,000, but they are charging 250. So what it means is they are overcharging. That's what I was saying. Or You were supposed to say 250. You could just have said 250. They are charging 250 on 550. 250, 1, 2, 3 divided by 5, 550, 1, 2, 3. So they are charging 0.45 cents. Yet the option is 0.04. So what it means is they are charging 4.5 cents instead of 4 cents. So clearly they are overcharging. No wonder why the question is saying, are they charging a fair price? You can imagine you earn easy marks like this. Okay, so thank you so much. Who has managed to send? Thank you so much, Sima, for sending. But hang in there. I want you to talk to your say. Remember, I really want you to talk to me because you are now approaching the exam, and I want you to pass. I really, really want you to pass. So make sure you air out everything that you have. One way of doing this is allow me to stop recording the lecture so that you can still be in a position to ask. If I stop recording,